What is going on, everyone's Nero, and here for you some Black Ops domination gameplay. It's time on the map grid using the AUG, which is by far like one of my worst guns. People actually consider this gun to be a rather good gun in Call of Duty Black Ops. They're like, oh, that gun's great. You know, I always do well with the AUG. It's basically a reskin from Moss. Use this, use that. It's overpowered. The AUG's horrible for me. For me, it's a horrible gun. I don't know why. Like, it takes me half a clip usually to kill people. It kicks, but it's very unpredictable recoil pounding as compared to like other guns in the game. It's just a gun that I never seem to do well with, and that's why I'm using it. I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, try to have some fun with it, and you know, now we're like basically coasting. Let's face it. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are coasting right now. Most commentators, even, we're coasting until Black Ops 2. Like, I'm like every day I find myself in like, I have nothing I want to talk about. Usually, like in the middle of Modern Warfare 3, or basically all the way through Modern Warfare 3, just about, and then like all Black Ops and a little bit Modern Warfare 2 back on my old channels and whatnot. Like, I always had something I wanted to talk about. I'm always like, yes, talk about this. I'm so excited about this. No, I have nothing else I want to talk about besides, hey guys, who's ready for Black Ops 2? I want Black Ops 2. Like, that's all that's on my mind right now. I never have any topics. But I do have a topic for you guys today. I want to discuss, gauge some feedback, give you guys my opinions and whatnot. So. And Wings of Redemption Jay Nasty thing, right? I'm not going to be talking too much about it, but essentially how it went down is Jay Nasty said Wings of Redemption was a bad player on Twitter. Wings like, all right, well, how about, me and my team go against you and your team in like a best of 5 environment. They're still working out the kinks of like the maps and the games and whatnot, but they're going to be doing it, right? It's going to be kind of like a YouTuber versus YouTuber with other YouTubers on their teams. I think it's a cool idea, right? I don't like the idea or the fact that it was kind of spawned out out of this competition, like fuck you, you think I'm bad, and that kind of environment. I don't really care for that personally. But I think it's a cool idea that commentators going up against each other in what they believe to be a competitive environment. That's a cool thing. I think that's kind of a neat thing. Because that kind of ends these questions. Like, people think, like, who's better, Market J or Fearcrats? Or they think, who's a better sniping team? Optic or FaZe. Why can't I remember that? FaZe. So Optic or FaZe, or maybe Envious's sniping team now. And people wonder, like, who's the better teams, who's the better players. It's basically at the end of the day, the viewer is the one that wins. It also kind of works for the YouTubers as well, because these guys go up against each other, and it's kind of like a friendly competition thing. At least I would hope to think it's gonna be something like that. It's like a friendly competition thing. These commentators are gonna be they're gonna be meeting each other. Some of them probably for the first time talking to each other. Maybe they become friends. Maybe they start working together. I think it's gonna be a good thing overall. But that's brought this whole topic amongst the community, this whole debate, and a lot of commentators are starting to feel this way, and a lot of commentators are starting to kind of lean towards this line of thinking, is that competitive Call of Duty is the future, and that competitive Call of Duty is the only form of entertaining Call of Duty. Now let's talk a little bit more about that. So what they believe to be, after how many years of has YouTube been up? Like, basically, it's been obviously since like COD 2, but YouTube's like really began to evolve during COD 4, at least in my eyes anyway. I've been around for a long time, and in my eyes, YouTube, the Call of Duty scene on YouTube rather, has been really evolving since Call of Duty 4 and started getting big, and people started getting better and better in scores, and more people, flood into this community, and they start posting and better scores, better and better videos. And a lot of these big commentators are starting to think that now, rather than watching like 100 kill gameplay, or like this one, for example, this is an 80 and 3, watching gameplays like this is boring. It's called pub stomping. It's not cool. The people you're playing against are horrible kids. You should play against good people. And basically just how the competitive players are the best players in the world. And I don't know, I've never signed up for that line of thinking. I can never like co-sign on that, I guess people would say. I've never thought that. So when I think of competitive Call of Duty, like, first thing that comes to mind is like game battles or tournaments or etc. And when I watch these people play, it's like, this is boring as hell. This is even Call of Duty. Like, you look at, like, you can't use this, you can't use this, you can't use this attachment, you can't use this perk, you cannot use this kind of grenade, you cannot use kill streaks. There's a respawn delay and kill game modes like domination here. They have all these different rules, and just to top it all off, they all use the same 2 guns. I'm like, how is this entertaining, even remotely entertaining to anyone? It's not fun to play. It's not fun to watch. And this is coming from someone that's actually tried game battles in every single Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. I've tried COD 4 back when it was M16s versus MP5s. I've played in World at War when it was modded M1A1 carbines to MP40s. I've seen Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is actually somewhat balanced, but in terms of the competitive environment, it's basically a marathon lightweight with a UMP 45, and the Slayers, I guess you would call them, they would use like an ACR or FAMAS. Those were the guns you've seen. Black Ops, all FAMAS, except for the beginning of the game, first few months, the AK-74U was quote unquote overpowered, and they had to buff it down. So it was like 74Us versus FAMAS, and then in Modern Warfare 3, it's MP7s versus ACRs. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, people consider these to be the best players in the world. If these guys were the best players in the world, why are they using the best guns in the game on a bare bones form of the game? Right? Why aren't they in public match? Which I'm not saying that these good quality players, these competitive players, can't do well in a public setting, but it just this, I've never been, lack of a better phrase, I've never been turned on by that at all. You know, a competitive environment, like watching it, this is why, to me, in my eyes, competitive Call of Duty has basically, you know, fallen apart over the years, and it's never really grown, it hasn't really grown that much. I mean, obviously there's tournaments, there's COD, there's all these big tournaments and cool stuff like that, but it's really not as big as it probably should be, because it's not entertaining in terms of view. Like, you think of someone like a Woody's Gamertag probably has more subscribers on his YouTube channel alone than the entire competitive Call of Duty scene has fans in general, right? It's just, competitive Call of Duty to me has just never been this. If they were to take the game, I'm saying like Game Battles, like a website like Game Battles, they were to change tournaments around. If they were to change it, and so it's kind of more or less along the lines of right out of the box, as Wings of Redemption would put it, where nothing is disabled. There are kill streaks, all right? For example, there are kill streaks. You know, there are things like Claymores, there are things like C4s, or if it's a different game like World of Wars, or, you know, there's bouncing Bettys or whatever. Death streaks, I don't think there should ever be death streaks, but, you know, if all the perks were enabled, rapid fire would be allowed. You know, I think in all MLG, like any MLG variant game, I think rapid fire is disabled in every game, like Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 even. Maybe? I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they disable rapid fire from everything. They basically make it this bare bones thing. I think respawn delays, there should be no respawn delays unless it's, you know, that's how it comes with the game, if you think about it. Like a capture the flag, of course, there's respawn delays there. Domination does not deserve a 5-second delay time. That's horrible. That slows down an already somewhat slow game, if you think about it. Domination, you know, if you're going to 200, it's like a minimum like an 8-minute long game, and then you're going to delay that even more, you know, with the respawn delays. And obviously it helps because like the team that has the flags or wherever, they hold on to them longer because the other team's waiting to respawn and whatnot. But still, it's slow and it's boring to me. Competitive Call of Duty, I don't think, you know, competitive Call of Duty is what the community needs at this point. I think competitive Call of Duty just needs to be changed or just gotten rid of. I don't, that's my thought. When I look at people like, and ego is a big thing with it too. Like competitive players think that, I guess that can be said about all different kinds of COD players. I guess you think snipers, they think they're God's gift to the world, and they think, you know, sniping is the only form of skill, and, you know, if you can't trick shot, if you can't hit a YY temper shot on high rise or something, then you're a nobody or something. And then the competitive players think, oh, you plays pub matches. And I've seen it so many times. I've seen it's like former friends of mine that have turned competitive, I guess. They started doing game battles. They just like grow this ego, like it's fucking crazy. Like, oh, you plays pub matches. I wish I would just sit around pub stomp all day. It's not even hard. It's like, Jesus goddamn Christ. These people, I don't know. Competitive Call of Duty to me is a joke. That's me. But crucify me, nail me to the YouTube cross if you want. But, you know, competitive Call of Duty is a joke to me. I just never got into it, and that's why you know, Treyarch is doing all this stuff to make one of the biggest marketing ploys for Black Ops 2 is how competitive it is and how, you know, the shoutcasting system works and all this stuff. And I'm just like, show me the actual game. Competitive Call of Duty isn't part of the game. That's, to me, a good competition game is when you and your party are, you know, get matched up with another party randomly in the matchmaking, and then you guys go at it. And it's fun that way because no one is set you in their mind using, you know, okay, this is a team, let's just use the most overpowered guns, let's go here, 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 and here. Just play the game, have fun, see who's better. It's a cool thing that way. That's my thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Please remember to rate the video where you guys feel it deserves, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 grand rocks, that's how I roll. I got one year gold.